Whenever I cook for someone for the first time, I always rack my brain on what to make. It's stressful. And yet every time the answer is steak. Because all it takes is 15 minutes and 4 ingredients to make somebody love you forever. To me, steak is something that is really easy to make amazingly. Steak is really tasty, especially if it's a good piece of steak. But at the same time, it's also really easy to screw up. And when I say easy to screw up, I mean you have seconds before it gets overcooked or maybe even undercooked if you don't like it medium rare or rare. Although, let's be honest, the right answer is medium rare. Now the method I'm gonna show you is a technique that is kind of the industry standard in the restaurant world. When you go to a restaurant, they're probably gonna be either pan roasting or just searing off a steak in a pan and then basting it with butter. But it is the timing and the way that you do it that makes it great.
First things first, let's talk about what kind of steak to pick. You wanna make sure that your steak is thick. And when I say thick, I mean 3 C's. In other words, you wanna make sure you're getting a steak that's 1.5 to 2 inches thick. If you go any thinner than that, then you're probably going to overcook it before the outside is properly browned. Now there's so many cuts of steak. To me, the king that deserves the crown is the ribeye. That's just my personal opinion. Plus, if you take 2 ribeyes and put them together,
To me, the king that deserves the crown is the ribeye. That's just my personal opinion.
Plus, if you take 2 ribeyes and put them together, T-bone, sirloin, strip, and ribeye. Those are my top picks. Now for the most important tip I'm going to give you. Let your steak come up to room temperature before you sear it off. Do not stress this enough.
Important tip I'm going to give you. Let your steak come up to room temperature before you sear it off. I cannot stress this enough.
A lot of people skip this part because they don't think it's important. I'm here to tell you that it is very important. So yeah, pull your steak out of the fridge and let it rest. Give it a little blanket.
A lot of
Pull out
people
the
skip
Noble
this
Sort
part
of
because they
Cooking
don't think it's
Guide, read a
important.
bedtime
I'm
story,
here to tell you
and
that it
let
is very
rest.
important. So
Now
yes,
we're
pull
ready
your
to
steak
cook
out of
the
the fridge
steak.
and
You're
let it
still here.
rest. Give it a little
Thanks for sticking
blanket.
around.
Pull out the
Take a
Noble
medium to
Fishing
large
Guide,
size
read it a
skillet
bedtime
and
story.
bring it up over
Let it
medium-high
rest.
heat with about
Now
2
we're ready to cook the steak.
tablespoons
If you're
of
still
oil.
here,
Make sure this oil
Yeah, I
is
like what
a
he's
high
doing.
smoke
You
point
guys
oil.
think
Now while that's
he's
heating up,
just
pat
making
your
this
room
steak
temperature
so much
steak with a
fun.
paper towel just to
He's
make sure
reading
that
the
it's dried
book.
off,
He's
and
just
season it very
make you take
generously
it
with
serious,
kosher
doesn't
salt
look
and
like
fresh
it's gonna
cracked
come out
black pepper.
amazing.
Don't be too scared to
keep
go
on
heavy on that
watching.
salt. This is a thick steak.
Thank you
and
for
it's
sticking
very
around.
sad when
Take
you
a
use
medium to
underseasoned
large
steak.
size skillet
Now for the
and
moment
bring it
of
up
truth.
over
Once your
medium
pan is
high heat with
rip-roaring
about
hot,
2
you're going to add your
tablespoons
steak. Now the
of
way you
oil.
can
And
tell
make
that
sure
it's
this
hot
oil
enough is
is
the oil
a
should be
high
shimmering
smoke
and
point
moving around
oil.
the pan.
Now while that's
Easy
heating up,
and should
pat
be
your
just
room
about
temperature
this
steak with a paper towel just to make sure that it's dried off, and season it very generously with kosher salt and fresh cracked
Now,
black
if
pepper.
you're like
Don't
me
be
and you
too
like your
scared to
steak
go heavy
medium
on
rare,
that
then you're
salt.
going
This
to
is a
sear
thick
that bad
steak,
boy at that
and it's
hot
very sad when you
temperature
get an
for 2 to 3
underseasoned
minutes
steak.
on both sides.
Now for the moment of
until you
truth.
get that
Once
nice
your pan
crisp
is
brown
rip-roaring
crust.
hot,
Now,
you're
I'll
going
talk
to
about
add your steak.
temperatures
Now
in
the
a
way you
minute,
can tell
but
that
when
it's
you
hot
flip
enough
that
is the
steak to
oil
sear
should be
the other
shimmering
side,
and moving
let
around
it
the
sear
pan
for about
really
30
hot. It
seconds
should
to a
be
minute,
just
then
about
add
this
4
much. More
tablespoons or
importantly,
56
you should
grams
hear
of
this
unsalted butter,
sound.
2 cloves of garlic lightly crushed and left in their skins, and 1 bunch
I
of
love that
fresh
song.
thyme. Let that butter melt and
Now,
baste
if you're
the
like
steak
me and you like
over
your
and
steak
over for a
full
minute or
rare, then
so
you're going to sear
until
that bad
you
boy
reach
at
the
that hot
desired
temperature for 2 to 3 minutes on both sides until you get that nice crisp brown crust. Now, I'll talk about temperatures in a minute, but when you flip that steak to sear the other side, let it sear for about 30 seconds to a minute, then add 4 tablespoons or 56 grams of unsalted butter, 2 cloves of garlic lightly crushed left in their skins, and 1 bunch of fresh thyme.
Now, as soon as that
Let
steak
that
is done,
butter melt
immediately
and
take it out
baste
of
the
the pan,
steak
place that on a
over and
cutting
over
board,
for a minute or
and pour all
so
that
until you've
sweet
reached
butter
the
and
desired
juices
doneness.
on
This
the top.
Do you
And then
guys
let it
would you
rest
add
for
that
5
much
to
butter?
8
What do you
minutes before
think?
cutting into
I
it.
think it's a little bit too
And
much,
you've
but
got
yeah.
the
Leave
most
comment
amazing
below.
steak
Let me
of your
know
life.
if you guys will do.
is the other secret to good steak. Baste and baste and baste with butter. There is nothing that can go wrong with that. Make sure to keep a close eye on that internal temperature so you don't overcook it. You can do the touch test if you know it, but if you don't know it,
Alright guys, and that is it.
for medium rare
Steak.
is
Well,
135.
that is
Now,
it.
as soon as
Steak.
that
Right now I'm
steak is done,
developing some
immediately take it out of the
baguette
pan.
recipes,
Place
some
it on the
sourdough
pan.
baguette, and I feel like that's something that's going to be
Butter
right down your
juices
alley. Or maybe not. Maybe it's not down your
Let
alley.
it rest
Maybe
for
it's
5 to 8
on like a
minutes before
crossroad
cutting into it.
that's like not a
And
part
you've
of your alley, but
the
like
most
it's
amazing
nearby.
steak of your
Like it's
life.
interesting.
So
Okay.
yes, the
And also
answer
be sure
is
to check
that
me out on
simple.
Instagram.
And if you
There's a
follow
link
these
below.
guidelines,
Click
you
it.
too
Check
can
me
become
out.
a steak.
Love you.
Guys,
Smooches.
thank you so
So
much for
yeah,
watching.
if you enjoyed this video
Leave a
or you
comment
learned
below what
something,
you
leave a
think.
like,
And how would
subscribe.
you cook your steak? Medium rare?
I'm sorry.
done.
Please subscribe. Okay? I love you. I'm doing this for you.
Yeah. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Thank you.